And that's why it's awesome. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, don't tell him. Don't tell him. God. Oh, hey!
It's you. What?
So things have been happening, huh?
No.
That's what it is.
Knock, knock. No, nothing's happened yet.
Go away's home, go away.
So we're recording. We can intro it, whatever, and also introduce Potty Mouth.
AJ Amy.
Oh yeah.
What are you going by?
I don't. What?
We all have handles. Quayo, come man, she wants to go home.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Geek Yogurt Podcast. I am Nok.
Rara!
Thank you.
I am Sam, and here also with us is
Wave, of
and
course.
we have a special guest.
Poyo!
Poyo!
You can find her at ajamy.tumblr.com.
She is
Yeah.
awesome, and will be joining us probably frequently throughout the year.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Hopefully, perhaps.
Eh.
If
be
she's
nice.
not sleeping.
Yep.
There you go.
So at this point in time, she can be intern Amy.
So yeah, this week is kind of another lull week. We don't really have too much going on. There's some new premieres to talk about, but it's kind of a lull in the
Yeah,
the
really.
geek world.
Some premieres were good.
Yeah, some premieres
Shield,
good, some
Flash.
of them not so much. So I'll kind of let you guys
Still
take over, since I know Rara had some things he wanted to talk about. And I know we wanted to kind of move away from Marvel DC battling, which we've been talking about lately. So
Battling, bashing.
bashing, use whatever kind of term you want to use for it.
Righto.
Just a palate cleanser is all.
A palate cleanser. There we go.
That's
I
all we
like
got.
that term.
Like formaldehyde.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's first on the docket, Ra?
Well, here's something that I wanted to just touch on for a little bit, and I was super excited for.
Your nipple?
Close.
I did that for him.
Oh,
Ew.
And it was also a little bit disappointing.
your nipple.
That too.
Still
I
haven't watched that
can
time.
I can concur.
It's all the cheese.
It's actually
Well, anyway.
inverted.
It's a ditty, not an Audi.
That's pretty. It's yeah, I like that one.
It's okay. I have a Toyota, not an
anyway.
Audi.
Listen, save it for the porn cast.
Right.
Porncast.
Bummer.
Naughty Dog, right?
Yes, the
Naughty Dog.
developers of Uncharted.
The developers of Uncharted, they dropped their anthology this week.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Crack?
Tuesday.
Crack?
Did it crack?
No,
No.
he didn't drop it. They
Oh.
didn't drop it. Actually, it was supposed to be dropped into Ra's hands, but
Yeah.
he got denied.
Yeah. Actually comes out this Friday, so I hope to have more to talk about it, so I can just ramble a little bit about how excited I was that it was coming out.
Now, you played all three on the PS3, right?
Oh yeah.
I couldn't remember if you actually went through with 3 or not. I couldn't remember that.
No, yeah, I
so.
totally did it.
Yeah.
My opinion, weaker of the three,
But still,
a
one of the
great
best
game.
games you'll ever play.
A great game. It's a
Hey,
great
it's
series of games. So
And now they've remastered them.
yes,
And I was a little hesitant because the games were already pretty gorgeous looking.
yeah.
But I did watch a comparison video, and they have touched it up quite a lot. You know what they added? They added a lot of texture, and I think that
Yes.
really kind of makes it.
They added a lot more, I guess, penetrating light, because the
What did I say about saving things for the porncast?
train scene, you
Yeah.
can see a lot more of the inside of the
Yeah,
train.
yeah, that was actually the video I watched. Was
Yeah.
of that
Again, porncast.
Right.
Penetration, trains,
Yeah.
and you guys are going off the rails tonight.
Well, there you go.
Hey,
There we go. My goodness.
What are the two sexiest animals in the barnyard? Brown chicken, brown cow.
Not really sure what that is.
Bow chicka wow wow.
Oh, okay.
It's like the porn base.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway,
Bow chicka Hong Kong.
they've now released it on Friday. So hopefully you'll have
Yeah.
some fun with that. Now
Yeah.
your kids didn't play all three though.
My son hasn't played the third one yet.
Yeah. So that'll be
So-
fun for him.
Yeah, and this will be the only actually Uncharted title for PS4,
Yeah.
other than 4, which will be out next spring.
Yeah. Next spring.
So, because they're
So
yeah.
6 months after that comes out, they'll do another.
Listen, the
Box
game
set.
industry's got to make some money somehow.
Yeah,
It's
man.
just like
they're a
the movie
mouth to
industry.
feed.
Essentially.
And some of the mechanics I've seen in gameplay that's leaked from that look pretty awesome. And again, it's going to be a beautiful game, I think.
Did you play their other one? Oh, you played a little bit of The Last of Us.
Yeah, a little bit of
Yeah.
The Last of Us. It was a little much for me. But now that I've played some other games that are the same vein, I'm gonna try it
You
again.
try it again.
Yeah.
The evil thing.
Yeah. So
Last of Us, that was a zombie one.
Kinda.
Yeah.
They were zombie-like, but they were just kind of. There was like a parasite that infects you. And
it's
then-
fungus, right?
It was a fungus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're like a zombie, but you're not your typical George Romero zombie or your 28 Days Later zombie. It was more of like a fungus
Yeah.
creature.
I
sort
mean,
of like the.
To be fair, what has been a straight up zombie in the last 10 years, aside from Dead Rising?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, zombies have become such a huge genre.
Well, it's been more. It's
they've
been more
changed.
an actual plague, like Walking Dead. Yeah. Another reason why they're not called zombies is it's a plague. It's not, Left 4 Dead. It's rabies. It's a highly
you're
advanced
right. It
form
was
of
rabies.
rabies.
It wasn't even. Yeah, you're right.
Well, Resident Evil 4 was about plagas, right?
And that was what kind of this is. It's like although that's Japanese, so they got to have their tentacles in there.
Yeah.
So halfway through Resident Evil 4, your head's exploding and there's like tentacles flying everywhere.
Yeah.
It gets pretty damn Japanese up there.
It's a more monster virus than zombie virus.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
But one cool thing about the anthology is it gives you beta access to Uncharted 4 when they start
When
rolling
they do
out.
that? Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, so you can actually play some of the boards, which I'm looking forward
see,
to.
I like pre-order stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's good pre-order stuff.
Mhm.
Because the gaming industry has been on this rampage with pre-order garbage, where it's like, pre-order this game 7 months out and you get a cool looking skin. It's like, I don't want a skin. I want something I could actually utilize in game, or
Right.
give me a perk, give me a bonus for
Right.
pre-ordering the
Right.
game from you, like
Right.
a beta access.
Right.
You know. I can't remember what game did that just recently, but it was like, yeah, you pre-order this and you get like a golden gun, but there's no benefit to the gun other than it's gold.
Right.
Like, what kind of perk is that?
Right.
That's bullshit. And then there's Just Cause 3.
Right.
If you pre-order Just Cause 3, you get the first 2 games for free. That's an awesome
awesome.
perk.
Yeah.
That's an awesome pre-order bonus.
Yeah.
I want to see more stuff like that.
Right.
The issue is that...
I'd also like to see less of the GameStop only pre-orders.
Oh, yeah,
because
that's
you know
another
what?
thing.
I like getting my shit off Steam.
Yeah, that's another thing that bothers me, and that permeates the movie industry too. Because when Star Trek Into Darkness came out, I don't really care for that movie, but when that came out, they took all the special features and split them between the different stores. Yeah, so you couldn't get a complete copy of this fucking movie. If you bought it at Best Buy, you'd only have certain special features. If you bought it at Target, you'd have other special features.
That's ass, man.
Right? Like, what kind of... I've never seen them do that before or after that, because I think they realized, well, this is fucking stupid.
What do you think of that, Whale?
Well,
Yeah.
Your opinion, go!
Okay. Well, yeah, that's dumb.
It is dumb.
Yes.
Who wants to buy an incomplete? That was glowing blue. Who wants to buy an incomplete disc? I mean,
No.
Right.
especially for people who buy these movies and these games, they're collectors.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, but if people did not do the research on that, they wouldn't know
You'd
the
never
difference.
know. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I get it. There's a large group of people who buy movies who just buy it for the movie.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
But but
Same.
this is something. This is Star Trek. You know,
Right.
this is something that has a huge
Yeah, a
rabid fan
ginormous
base.
following.
Yeah, and these people eat up everything Star
Yes.
Trek. So when they buy Star Trek, they want all of it.
Yes.
So I understand where I understand their mentality when they released it, but it's like, what do they expect these rabid fans to go out and buy
4
15
different
copies
yeah,
of this?
Yes,
just
they
to
do.
have all of their
Yeah.
special
Which is
features.
crazy.
because
Yeah.
these same people are also the ones that are going to buy the collector's edition and the gold edition
Yeah.
and the
The
platinum
diamond edition.
and the diamond edition.
That's true.
Because it has 32 seconds of extra footage on episode 23.
I mean, it's true, and I know people like that. I got a friend of mine who will buy we'll just take Back to the Future for an example, because it's coming up on its 30th anniversary.
I have an announcement on that also.
He'll buy every new edition of this movie that comes out, even if it's like no new extra
new
things,
features.
but a new cover.
Right.
He will fucking buy it. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's pretty
there
cool.
are people
That's
like
hardcore fan, man.
yeah,
That is
and he
super
has like 3 or 4 different copies of some movies, like Jaws, which has had like 4 different editions come out.
Right.
You know.
That's pretty wild.
So there are people that do that.
Usually I just wait for the inevitable moment where my disc doesn't work anymore,
Yep.
and then I'll go through and be like, okay, time for the new special one.
Yeah. I usually wait if it's like a franchise and you know they're going to bundle
Oh,
it
yeah.
with
Right.
like
Yeah.
I waited to buy the Cornetto trilogy because
Yep.
I knew they were going to be bundling those
Me
2
too.
together, and I waited years for that
Yep.
to come out. And it finally did, and I've lost it. I don't know where it is.
You lost it?
I don't know where it is!
Dude, come on!
I lost
Very
it.
disappointing.
I moved after I bought it. I put it in a box. It's
You put
somewhere.
that box in a box?
It's somewhere. I
put
still
that in
have
a
yet
Then you
to-
shipped it to yourself,
I shipped
and
it.
then you smashed it with a hammer?
Yes. What? That sounds familiar.
Thanks for picking.
Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, there it is.
Thanks
there
for
it is.
picking up on that one.
You're welcome.
I have the Indiana Jones trilogy,
Yeah.
and I went to have a marathon one day, and I did it backwards for some stupid reason. And when I got to Raiders of the Lost Ark, I
Yeah.
opened up the box, and there was no disc.
Oh my
I
god.
have no idea. I went through all of my DVDs. I cannot
This-
find that disc.
This wasn't when you first initially purchased it. This was
No,
just
this was afterwards.
lost,
She's
lost in the
lost
shuffle.
it
Yeah.
throughout.
Wow.
Well, that's why.
Because if that was never in the
But I
disc,
I got
on
the
it
disc
that
in
way.
the same house that I live in now, so
it's somewhere.
it's somewhere in the house. I
Well,
mean,
that's I used to be a huge offender of not putting the disc back in its actual case,
Yeah.
and I would just.
would you
grab,
just take it and put it in the
I
other
would just
case?
grab whatever case that I had, or whatever movie or game I was putting in. I would put the disc out of the console into that
yeah.
case, and I
Yep.
ended up losing a ton of shit that way. So I've been trying to curb that habit.
I just had a bunch of oxygen reach a part of my brain.
You had an
Right now.
idea, a headache with pictures.
Does one of you guys have my Pacific Rim?
Nope.
I do.
Oh, okay, all right.
Do you
Yeah, I do.
follow up? Do you know where it is?
Toyo.
That I do know where it is.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't
2
remember.
for 2.
2 for 2.
Good
I'm
job.
actually on a roll. Yeah. I need a lollipop for that.
No, you need a cookie, which I don't have. So.
Oh, see, you've raised my hopes and then just dashed them right.
Well,
in
that's
one
what I
fell
do.
swoop.
So.
Oh,
Good job, sir.
Yes.
So I have 2 discs
Just
out right in
right,
front of my
hooks again.
TV. One of them is the DVD of Pacific Rim, and the other one is Evil Within. Because I have Arkham Knight in my
Arkham
PS4
Knight,
right now.
PS4, yeah, right.
So it's
right.
like, and then you just mentioned that made me remember. Hey, I've got 2, and one of them is in a plastic bag.
Which is the best place
Those are the
for
best
them.
cases you could have.
What
That's right.
the fuck did I just find?
Remember, I said save it for the porncast.
You been checking the cracks again?
I found a fan fiction entitled One Direction Saves Skyrim.
Oh boy.
Okay, so
Exiting out of this window
Yeah.
and burning the computer.
Speaking of bullshit release habits, I know Wave a year or so ago bought an Austin Powers collection.
Oh, okay. Look at this collection.
Yeah,
First of all, wait, time out. Why?
Because I like the first 2.
first 2 are
Okay,
great. Third
yes.
one, Michael Caine is good. That's
The
better.
third one, it has isolated moments, but overall is shit.
Yes.
Like, I do not like Goldmember. People can fight me on this. I don't care. I don't think anyone actually
I don't
will.
think- no.
It's just, I did like that there was some sort of loose continuity between the first 2, and then the third one's like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so I'm at Walmart. I think it was like $10, the Austin Powers trilogy.
Great deal. You're like,
And I'm
cool.
thinking, awesome.
Yeah, that's
Hopefully 1 and 2 are on the same disc. I could just chuck 3 when I get it, or whatever.
Yeah.
I open it up, and not only am I mad because I can't chuck 3 because it's on a disc with another movie, it's on a disc with number 1.
Right.
That's
What? 1 and 3 are on one.
International Man of Mystery and Goldmember are on one disc. The Spy Who Shagged Me is on another.
That
So not
doesn't
only
make
can I
any
not
goddamn sense.
Exactly.
it does make sense because they had the foresight to go. They're gonna chuck.
They're
this
gonna throw
they
this
could have
away.
put it on the disc with number 2. No, fuck this thing.
They
Put
could
it
have
on
them in
number
their
1,
ear.
and
They
they're
wanted
gonna be
to rail-
stuck with this.
They could
thing.
take a golden dildo and shove it so far in their ear, it comes out the other side. It won't meet much resistance in between because obviously they have no brains or ear canals.
Like a gold member. A golden penis. Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
Ta-da!
But yeah, that's bullshit. It's almost like they're railroading you into keeping the worst movie of the
Yes,
trilogy.
but they did it in the most infuriating way possible.
Yes.
Why is it on a disc
Out
number
of numerical
one?
order.
That's awesome.
Yeah, on top of everything,
Yes.
it just logistically does not make
No.
sense.
Marketing
Ever.
it does.
But
It
marketing
makes
wise,
sense
Yes.
marketing wise.
yeah.
No, it doesn't, because it just pissed me off. I would not have been
You're not gonna buy it again, are you?
I would have. I might have to if
If
something
he finds
happens to
another
the
copy,
disc.
yeah. Maybe something will.
If something
happen,
happens to
quote,
disc
unquote,
Yes.
to the disc.
If
The-
in
I have
case
lost
an
two
accident-
movies.
Side with 3 on it has that protective coating, so it'll never get
No-
scratched.
Nothing can
Yes.
ruin it.
The other one, you just sneeze on it, it's fucking ruined.
It literally melts in your hands. Yeah.
I don't want to know what you're sneezing at.
This is made out of rock candy on this side.
What? Yeah. What are you sneezing? That's making shit
Yes.
melt.
Jesus
Sneezing.
juice.
The plague. You know, a touch of the plague.
Locusts.
Locusts. That's nice.
Yeah. Well, you know. So yeah, that's bullshit marketing at its finest, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Righto. Switching gears.
Anybody?
Snowbender?
Snowpiercer. That's right.
Snowpiercer,
That's
yes.
the director of Snowpiercer, who also did the wonderful Korean movie The Host.
See those, folks, if you haven't. Junho Bong.
Yeah, Junho Bong, and he's making another
Bong?
monster movie,
Mhm.
Yep.
which, well, you know, he kind of looks like a crazy
I want to
pothead.
say Okaja.
Yeah,
like that.
OKJA, and it's this huge, like, global, international
Kaja.
Yeah.
Ooh, say it
monster
again.
movie.
Yeah.
But man, does it have a stacked cast.
Yep.
Like
Raul, would you like to read them off?
Let's see. Let's go full cast. Now this is from IMDb, which say is rumored still, but
Yeah.
come on. We've got Jake Gyllenhaal, Tilda Swinton, Paul Dano, Bill Nighy.
And out of all of them, I think the only one that people would question is Jake Gyllenhaal. And I say they'll question that because they haven't seen Nightcrawler yet. And have you seen Nightcrawler?
It's
not.
really hard to see him. He keeps bamfing around all over the place.
I know, he teleports all
I
the
mean-
time, but oh my god, now I'm just picturing Jake Gyllenhaal in Nightcrawler makeup. And
Making out? Wait, what?
Wait, what? Who's he making out with?
Nightcrawler and Jake Gyllenhaal. What?
Himself.
Yeah, I saw that movie in 2005. So yeah, I'm excited to see what that becomes. If nothing else, just because it's another monster movie,
Yeah.
and I'm really glad that Korean directors can make a break into Hollywood like that.
Right.
Which is really cool because Hollywood right now has a problem with just hiring any white dude
Right.
because he's white.
Wait.
No matter if he has any experience whatsoever,
I'm a
they
white-
will hire a white guy over a female director, a person of color director, or a foreign director, and it's just kind of bullshit. And I applaud Marvel for breaking that mold for the first time with hiring the Maui guy Taki Watiti from Flight of the Conchords for Thor.
Well, wait a minute. I'm a white dude,
You are
domestically born.
Domestically born.
I should go to Hollywood, and then
Dude,
we can make the Stunt Cox trilogy.
Yes.
Seriously, it will happen. It will happen.
As long as you have a
Let's
plan.
go. Hop in the car.
Just so that everybody has a frame of reference, Snowpiercer was his most recent one, right?
Yeah, and his American debut.
And here's the cast for that, just in case folks haven't seen
Chris
it.
Evans.
Chris Evans,
Mhm.
right? Ed Harris, John Hurt, Tilda Swinton, Jamie Bell.
Tilda Swinton playing a man.
Yeah. What was he? Was she playing a man?
Yeah. His name was like Todd or something.
I think there was probably some hermaphroditic.
Yeah, well, then she played it very androgynous.
Right. So it's not like he can't like garner like star power in his
Yeah,
films.
yeah.
And you should see Snowpiercer because some crazy visuals. In
That was Snowpiercer was probably my number 1 or 2 movie of last year.
Yeah.
I really loved that movie.
Right.
The ending I'm kind of in disagreement with a little bit, but
Right.
I still think it overall was one of the best sci-fi movies I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was good. It was good. There was some really good scenes in it.
Now I want to know because the host kind of plays it up with a little bit of comedy. So I wonder if this newer one that he's doing is going to be more serious or not. But either way, I'm excited for more monster movies because I think that's an underutilized genre right now.
Right.
Now they're doing a whole shared universe because that's the big ticket thing. They're doing a shared universe with King Kong and Godzilla.
Yay.
Which is like, okay, yeah, I know this is going to be awesome to see King Kong and Godzilla again in a modern Hollywood setting. But at the same time, I feel like they're just kind of undercutting those characters because they barely even had enough time to have their own series, and now they're already just smashing them together.
Right.
Let alone the size difference.
Well, that's like everything that's going on now with Transformers universe. And
Which 10 movies are planned for that new Transformers universe. Yeah, I got severe indigestion just from hearing that news.
And this is what, when you get those crazy directors, and I say crazy in the sense that that's how they're perceived, where they say things like, superhero films or action films or something like that are going to go the way of the dodo. Who said that? It was like
Steven Spielberg.
Spielberg, right?
Yeah. He said superhero films will go the way of the Western, yeah.
And that's like, these are the reasons why. Because they plan these 10-film blockbusters before they even...
They just drive them into the ground.
Release one that's halfway decent.
Daniel Craig just gave an interview on for Spectre, and, movie's not even out yet, and people are like, so when are you doing the next one? And he even came out and he was like, why can't we just end a fucking story?
Right.
Why does everything have to peter out? And that's a problem with modern Hollywood, is nothing can end. You've always got to leave it open for a sequel because there's always more money to be had.
Well,
Right.
They're rehashing and doing sequels of movies that came out 20 or 30 years ago now.
Yeah.
So,
Some were not even giving it that much time.
yeah.
Well, that's the thing. They would rather do something that's quote unquote tried and true than actually do something that might fail. Which, I mean, it's something that's been going on long since before even the superheroes were a main thing.
Yeah, name brand recognition.
Yeah.
They'd rather have a name brand because it's guaranteed to put butts in seats rather than making a good story. Because a good story is not guaranteed to sell these days.
No.
Unless you're a named director like Christopher Nolan, who's able to do his own original movies, but he's guaranteed to get butts in seats mainly because of the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah.
So he could do whatever the fuck he wants and people are going to go see it. But you got, an up-and-comer who's made 2 movies, and he wants to do an original story. Whether it's good or not, he's untested, so Hollywood's just going to shut him down at every turn.
And then you got people like M. Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalan, yeah.
That keeps making movies, and nobody knows how.
Yeah, nobody knows how.
Where are you
Now, I
getting
haven't
money
seen The
from?
Visit yet, but I haven't heard that it's that much better than his previous stuff.
Yeah.
So
Well, and then that makes me mad because then we have folks like Del Toro, who I think he's one of my favorite modern directors, and his movies are like beautiful, but nobody goes to see them.
yeah, and here's the thing: who's I would say he's tested and proved that he could pull people in, yet he's still turned down at every fucking avenue.
Right.
Yep.
And unless he's making, well, no, you can't even do Hellboy anymore. So,
Yep.
and he can't do Pacific Rim. I'm surprised he even got Crimson Peak made.
Right.
To tell you the truth, I don't even
Exactly.
know why. Why is that? Why didn't a studio give him money to make a gothic haunted house movie? That's not even really a haunted house movie. It's just a story that has ghosts in it.
Right.
But they won't give him money for Pacific Rim 2 or Hellboy 3,
Right.
which has name brand recognition.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
It's just an industry of contradictions almost.
And head scratching.
Yeah, I get that it's a business at the end of the day, but
Yeah.
at some point you gotta have a little bit of creative integrity.
Well,
It's losing its art.
yeah, it really is. It's becoming
It's becoming more
overly
about
business.
dollars.
Yeah.
Well, when you get confident directors that make it art, like
Yeah.
in my opinion, Del Toro,
Yeah.
and then who actually makes these beautiful things, and you don't finance that, but then just to get you going some, you give Trevorrow, who's done 2 films,
Yeah.
fucking the end cap of the trilogy of probably this second decade of
Star Wars.
of filmmaking with episode
Star Wars.
9, right?
Yeah, episode 9. He gets to take on, after doing 2 movies, one of them was a low budget, absolutely no effects, and it was okay. It wasn't even an original property.
Right.
It was based on an ad that he saw in a paper, which was also the reason Kevin Smith did Tusk, and that's a horrible piece of shit of a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a Craigslist post out of like Australia or something.
Yeah. So this guy makes that movie, but just because he made Jurassic Park $1 billion success, or Jurassic World $1 billion success, they hand him the keys to one of the most lucrative properties in all of cinema history.
But
And not only that, he caps it off.
We talked about that. There's like nothing pretty in that film.
Yeah.
So basically, if you took some of the best scenes from the previous two movies and put it in a third movie with the Indominus Rex,
Yeah.
you have Jurassic World.
Yeah, Jurassic World.
There's like nothing new.
And the only reason that
pretty.
made $1 billion, I mean, there were elements to like in that movie, but let's be real. The only reason that movie made $1 billion was because it had Jurassic on it.
Yeah, it was nostalgia.
And Chris Pratt.
Well, that's true. That's
That's
true.
it.
Chris Pratt is officially, because of that movie, he's a named star.
Right.
He alone could sell a movie.
Right.
I think that proved it. Guardians was untested. I think it was a surprise.
Yeah.
Nobody thought that was
Like,
gonna
people
do
liked
good.
him from Parks and Rec,
Yeah.
but it was more of a cult hit than a
Yeah.
smash hit.
I agree.
Guardians was the first holy fucking shit.
Wow, this guy's pretty good.
Yeah, and then Jurassic World was, okay, this guy can keep it up.
He's a movie star. This is
Um,
officially a movie star.
And by the way, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against, I loved Jurassic World. Okay, sorry, I can't say I have nothing against because zero, but we've been over that several times.
Yeah.
There's a
but-
3-part episode on
Yeah.
the fucking thing.
Really?
Yeah.
You did a 3-part
I
run?
got a
Shit.
3-parter out of this.
Yeah, we went on.
Well,
we
she
went
did
hardcore
fucking
on it.
deserve it. I
Yeah.
feel bad for her, even if
Yeah.
she was kind of a bitch.
But
anyway,
yeah,
but she didn't
besides
deserve
the
it.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting off topic. So, what was the topic? I was
You
looking
said
for?
you said
Chris
you,
Pratt.
Chris
you
Pratt.
don't get
Chris
you
Pratt
wrong.
and
Don't get you
Jurassic
wrong.
World.
You like Jurassic World, but
But yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it doesn't. It should not have been what it was. It
Yeah.
did most of it on its name.
on its name, right? And because of that, they've now given this guy, whether he's founded or not on Star Wars, they've given him this property. And I just think that's sad when you have female directors and person of color directors who have also made 1 or 2 features, but they will never in their life get a chance to direct a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
You know, just because they haven't pulled in $1 billion.
Right.
It's becoming an industry driven on, like you said, Cleo, driven on money. You know,
Well,
I mean, it's always been that,
But if
but
you give somebody a property like that, you might wind up with a Yule Ball Hulk movie.
that is true. That is true, and I think
Ugh.
that's one of the issues. Hollywood's afraid to take risks, you know, because that could very well happen. You give someone who's done 2 movies, and I think that's the only reason it didn't happen with Jurassic World is because it was Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
You know, if that was just your run-of-the-mill dinosaur movie, would it have done as well? I don't know. Would any people would still go to see it because dinosaurs on screen?
Right.
Yeah.
dinosaurs with motorcycles.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
If it had
Velociraptors
just
running
been that
motorcycles.
with if it had been just that with Chris Pratt, I would have definitely gone to see
Well,
that
that's the
movie.
thing. One of the reasons I went to this movie was because of that scene. That kind of sold me on it. Of Chris Pratt, and ridiculous as it is, because let's be honest, it's fucking ridiculous. It is
Are you
stupid.
about to say what I think you're about to say, Sam?
You write that on paper and you go, well, this is the stupidest fucking idea I've ever written. But
Let's do it.
But on screen, you're like, holy shit, am I seeing this? Is Chris Pratt riding with a bunch of pack of raptors? So I went kind of on the guise that this was going to be a major part of the movie, and it's literally like 3 fucking minutes, and we're done. It kind of, that was just another issue that was like right to the nuts for me. I was like, oh, what?
Yeah, but I don't think that would have worked with anybody else but Chris Pratt, because it makes sense for him to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
if
could you
somebody-
see like Keanu riding with a bunch of raptors? No, it would not.
That would not have worked.
Dude,
So-
come on. We gotta go and take out this Adonis Rex.
That was
Really good.
That was
Ash
really
Wheeler at
good.
the
And
end.
then Blue looks at him. Because you're the alpha, Owen.
Right on, dude.
Now picture Blue doing the guitar too.
Oh my god! Speaking of Keanu, I don't know if any of you have seen John Wick. I know Ra has.
I still need to.
It
Yeah,
they-
is
same.
awesome.
Is it? Okay.
It's so good.
I'm not a Keanu Reeves hater. A lot of people put him down so harshly.
Yeah. See, I'm not a hater either. I mean, you know, it definitely is the past the early knots to now have been kind of rough for him.
Right.
But man, he knocks it out of the park in this movie. There's
they
pathos
have-
there.
John Wick 2 has been announced
Yeah, and
also.
now that's going in because it was just so good. And watching a trailer of John Wick, you'd think it was the most generic action piece of crap you've ever seen.
It's like
Well, I remember we said that before it came out.
Yeah, well, we
what's
all were
even
like,
the point?
what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, and then you watch it and you're like, it's clean, it's fun, you know what's going on with all the action.
I think I said I was gonna watch it because it was good.
Well, you can go back and check that. Fact check that.
My basis for John Wick was his role as Constantine.
Yeah.
I thought he did an awesome job with Constantine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Constantine is one of those weird cases where, just like The Road, I don't know if anybody's seen The Road, but where the movie is fine on its own, but I think because it has a source material, people look at it in a bad light. Where like they both were good movies in and of themselves. They're well shot, they're well acted, and they're fun and entertaining.
Yeah.
But people look at them from the position of the source material and go, oh, well, this isn't the source material. This isn't the book.
Immediately comparisons.
An immediate comparison, and that comparison automatically makes them hate the movie. I think Constantine got a lot of hate because of that.
Yeah.
Because I know I didn't see it because I was like, I really wasn't familiar with the character.
Right.
And people that I knew were kind of hating on it, so I just never went and saw it. And when I finally caught it on HBO, like the next summer, I was like, whoa, this is actually pretty cool. I kind of regret not seeing it. And I did the same exact fucking thing with John Wick. I didn't see it because it looked like shit, and I wasn't sure what it was going to be. And when I finally did, I completely regretted not seeing it in theaters.
Oh yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I saw it.
I want to pick that one up, but it's still like $20 on Amazon.
Fucking taking so long.
Yeah.
I'm looking up Francis Lawrence. He's the director of Constantine.
Yeah.
He's also down for I Am Legend.
Yeah, which was wrong. Although
Catching Fire.
Okay,
Catching Fire was awesome.
The first time around for I Am Legend was pretty good, but rewatching it, it's kind of, I get bored with it after the first few minutes.
That's my problem. I can't finish it.
Yeah.
Rewatch
And
the movie.
I have yet to finish that movie. And it's not necessarily because of bad acting or bad source material. It's just I have a hard time being interested enough to finish. Plus, it's like 2 hours. It's kind of a long movie for not a lot happening.
Most of his stuff before that is music videos.
Yeah. See, he's another one of those directors, just like Judson Kurtzel, who did Macbeth, where you get these directors pulling in from commercials or music videos, and they're very much a visual sense because you only get a certain amount of time to convey a story or information, and they usually end up having hollow movies like I Am Legend, where they look pretty, but when they look pretty, but there's just not a whole lot going on. But if you match a good script, like I think Lawrence had with Catching Fire, and I think Kurtzel had with Macbeth, you can transcend that hollowness, and the good script makes up for their lack of storytelling. And you got the visual matched with a good story, and a lot good could happen. Like Catching Fire. I didn't really care for the first Hunger Games, but that second one sold me on the series, and I went back and I read all 3 books because of that second movie.
Wow.
So good. Yeah.
That's an endorsement
Yeah.
right there, folks.
Yeah, and I was, and I got to give it to my girlfriend too, because she had read the books before the movies even came out, so she kind of nudged me along and said, no, they're good, They have that young adult dystopian cliche,
Yes.
but you can't really get away from that.
Well,
No.
and actually, you know what one like that? I haven't gone back and read the books, but I saw the movie for Maze Runner.
Yeah.
Not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
So that's one my girlfriend's trying to get me into right now. She's read the books. She loves the books. She hasn't seen the movie yet, and I haven't either. But
I mean, there were some fundamental issues I had with the movie, but
Yeah.
it's the type of stuff where when you sit down to watch a movie like Maze Runner, it's the type of stuff you have to forget and say, I accept this premise.
yeah,
Like, you have a bunch of boys living in the center of this maze, and it's only boys in here,
right.
and there's nothing going on. Like, there's no testosterone issues,
Yeah.
there's nothing this, nothing that. And I guess minor spoiler, a spoiler,
Yeah.
a girl gets introduced towards the
Which I
end.
knew. Yeah.
There's no real issues about that. There's no fighting for dominance of, I want to be with the girl.
Right.
It's just one of these, like, okay, whatever, there's a girl here.
Now we have another
Let's move
character.
on. Yeah, and it's one of these, like, but at the same time, when you're sitting down for a movie like this, that's not the stuff you focus on.
No, you just want to sit down and have an enjoyable,
It's like,
good
you know
story.
what? They gave us a decent premise
Yeah.
and some interesting turns. And
And it was
a movie of the year. Don't get me wrong. It was not movie of the
but
year.
it was entertaining. It
Yeah.
was well shot, and it did it. And that's really what its job is to do. You know. So, yeah, definitely. I definitely want to check those out at some point. I'll have to do that.
So, Arrow's about to come on.
Yep. So that's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in. This is kind of like a hodgepodge movie week. Thank you for Puello for being our special guest.
Hello!
Hopefully you can join us next time here in the
maybe.
Geek Yogurt, and hopefully Puello will be here. Maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, she'll be a phone in. We'll call her up.
phone in.
We'll call her up.
If I answer.
Bye, everybody. I'm Sam.
Rah-rah.
Wave.
Bye.
And knock.
Bye. Bye.